Good morning. So, this morning, I want to talk about something that I find to be both hilarious and scary at the same time. And so I'm going to dive into it because to not dive into it but leave it unsaid. And to leave it unsaid means I didn't create. And if I don't create, I'm stagnant. So we got to talk about it. And out of the 7 people that subscribe to my channel, I might lose 6 of you over this. And that's okay. I want to talk about God. I want to talk about the concept of God being truth, of being perfection. Played a lot of mind games and word games with this so far. What we haven't done, though, is quantify God. And I know you didn't like that I just said that because you think that God is limitless. And yet, you have a complete truth behind why you think God is how it is. Not whether or not you're right, just that you have a view that you believe, your personal truth on God. No matter what it is, no matter what the deity is, no matter what the belief is, no matter what the spiritual practices are, you yourself, even if it's to believe that it's all bullshit, have come up with a personal belief in regards to spirituality, religion, all of it. It's a big sliding scale. Most of you probably have never really defined it past a couple of secondary emotions that you just leave as your truth, and that's the end of it. But what I want to talk about this morning is God is only as a personal truth. Oh, this is going to fuck people up. I can already hear the drama. But the problem is for something to be a universal truth, everyone has to be able to see it and agree to it. You know, the sun rises. It's a universal truth. We're on a rotation. We all agree to that, right? But we all don't agree about God. And even if we agree that God exists, we don't agree why he exists or what sect or denomination has him right. And even if we agree to that, we don't agree why it should be like that. We don't agree what it is that defines God in the first place, other than a feeling or an outside external source of some kind. We don't find God as a universal truth in this reality. Oh, I can just feel it. I'm sorry I'm hurting your hearts and minds so deeply. I can't help it. But your version of God is the one that you created. And you say, no, I don't think circumstance has anything to do with it. There's Christians in China, and there's jihad in America. That's real. I don't think environment dictates belief at all. I'm sorry, I don't. I think personal truth dictates belief. And personal truth is subject to change based on anything. Anything can make you have a different personal truth. Anything. And the second you accept it based on your own personal views and beliefs, it becomes a personal truth that's not universal for everyone. Now, I hate to say that because I know there's so many people that rely on an external source for giving them for not changing how they interact with the world. You tell me you ask for forgiveness, then stop the action. Or do you ask for forgiveness again? What's the whole point of confession? So this idea that you've adopted a belief that allows you to skate through and not deal with who you are as a human being, or to base everything on that outside truth, and if it's shattered, you no longer can be that human being anymore. It's a personal truth. That's not universal. That's personal. That's, I'm holding it myself. God's not holding me. I'm holding God in my hands. That's what personal truth about God does. Look, don't touch it. It's mine. But look, believe, but don't touch it because it's mine. You can't touch it because, look, see, I can't even touch it, but you definitely can't touch it. But it's real and it's mine, and you better fucking act accordingly because I have the truth right here in my hands. It's mine. And if you don't believe and think and act like I do, you don't have this truth in your hands, and you need to be saved. It's fucked up when you talk about it like that, right? Makes you feel a certain kind of way, like I'm attacking how you believe. I'm attacking your core beliefs. Not that I'm discussing with you a personal truth that doesn't seem to serve any of you in any way, shape, or form, and in fact, hurts other people by you believing it. Do you know what it feels like for somebody that doesn't believe your religion to be ostracized because you did that to them based on the fact they don't believe the way you believe? Do you have any idea how fucked up that is to treat another human being like that? That your personal truth gives you the right to look down or judge upon any other fucking human being at all, that somehow there's a religion or denomination or sect of people or even a mindset that it's okay for you to make other people less so you can believe that you're level? Not even that you're more. I get the trap. But you think you're at the base bottom of where you need to be, and every fucking buddy else needs to raise their elevation. They need to be prayed for. They need to be saved. That's your personal truth. You're walking around with the truth that divides and separates you from other human beings. Somehow, you think you have a universal truth. I'm going to blow your guys' mind right now. I love using the Amazon. There's these tribes in there that haven't even been contacted yet. They haven't been told anything. And despite not having any modern understanding of a single god or religion that you know about, please understand, everything that you believe, there's a group of humans that live independently of all of your belief. Completely. No breaks. Not technology, not TV, not sitcoms, not fucking Starbucks, not Jesus Christ, not Buddha. Fucking none of it. And since it's not taught to them, they do not live their life under that personal fucking truth. They don't do it. They currently exist outside of your personal truth. They're existing in universal truth. They exist. They create. They feel. But your version of universal truth, how come it doesn't apply to everyone? And how come most theologies, when you pose this sort of question, immediately goes into them needing the word of what you believe and converting that person over to your belief? Not fucking one of you is happy. But you need to convert somebody that probably is universally 1,000 times more happier than you will ever be able to comprehend. But your personal truth will save their soul. I don't know one religion that doesn't rely on money to continue. Not one. Not one. Doesn't matter how small and how good you make it, somebody else in your religion proves that you're being a fucking idiot and you can make more money off of it. Look at all those mega churches. Look at all the fear that a lot of negative, evil religions have, and people fucking following them and sacrificing. And look at all that. That's what the problem with religions is not that it's real or true. It's that so many people have accepted a personal truth and then been willing to like compromise their own fucking energy fields to make it truth. To have a personal truth that's self-destructive is to poison yourself and to cut yourself like you're suicidal, like you need attention. You ever gone to church and everybody's trying to be as loud? And have you ever seen that? The preachers, hallelujah, you know, taking out evil spirits, and the whole atmosphere is a fucking cult. The whole thing is to like get you emotionally riled up to give your energy to that idea. And then when you leave, they keep your energy. Think about it like this. Let's say you go and you donate $100 to the church collection plate. How many hours of your life did you have to work to get that? So now think about that ratio. Now let's take it a step further. How many of your hours, which is the only thing, your perception of time, which I consider to be the only thing worth value at all, is what are you perceiving and how are you interacting with it? That's life. That they literally program you to go and do something anti-life, to work in a factory or to work at a job, to do these set of parameters the whole time and lose a whole bunch of your experience to do this thing that you've obligated yourself to do, to live a certain way. And then at church, they want to take a percentage of that. They're not taking your money. They're having you blindly sacrifice parts of your life to have the ritual where you can take the money and give it to them. Not only have they taken the end result, but the whole time you're working, you weren't praising God. Why would they need the money from you of a time when you're not in worship? Why would you have to pay them to tell you to feel good inside? Knowing that by paying them, you're actually giving away time that you didn't want to give away to that person, and now you've given it away to that person and then given away the result and what you rewarded yourself with to another organization that tells you if you don't come back next Sunday, you're going to fucking hell. How can you consider that a universal truth? How is that not a personal truth that you've decided? How is that not being a slave? How is that not having every aspect of who you are subverted? Tell me what I'm seeing wrong here. Explain to me, please, somebody. Like, how does that process of a spiritual practice actually benefit your fucking spirit? For the 15 minutes you put the collection plate and listened to the pastor and felt connected to God, that makes up for the whole week when not only were you not connected to God, but everything you did had no bearing on the right now. You could have showed up without any money and had the same ritual, but you got into this mindset that money goes with religion, that spirituality is paid for. Fuck, even your sins themselves have to be paid for, and someone's already paid them for you, right? But you're still paying? What? How the fuck does that work? How can they feed you something where you've already paid, but you need to continue to pay? What? If Jesus died for your sins, why do you put money in the collection plate? Give unto Caesar. Don't forget that exists in the Bible. Give unto Caesar what Caesar is due. Match energies with Caesar. Caesar is human. And you must spend your human experience based on some other human's fucking perception. If your version of God is real, why isn't your life on fire? If your understanding of God is so complete, how come only a personal truth can come of it? If God is all knowing and all encompassing, why do you have to pay somebody to tell you when you're saved? Why? If I'm so wrong about all of this, why would you get upset about my words at all? Why would they make you feel any kind of way? Why wouldn't you paying your money in the collection plate have stopped you from even experiencing my words? Shouldn't you be able to rebuke me as the devil if I'm the fucking devil? Shouldn't you be able to pray to the devil to have me fucking dead if I'm the son of God? And if I'm not either of those extremes, if I'm just a human being having a human experience and I have the free will to talk about things that most people find uncomfortable and therefore shed away from, if I'm right, which obviously I am because God and the devil ain't got me yet, and I'm not preaching religion or a cult, I'm just talking about philosophy. If I can destroy every fucking personal truth that you have with logic, which one of us is fucking wrong? And I'm not even trying to be right. There is no, I'm elevated above you. I just got out of the fucking mud. I'm sitting on the bank of the river. That's it. Muddy as fuck. And somehow, you seem to think that if I'm not in the mud, that I don't understand. And that if I'm not stuck in some behavior pattern or way of thinking or religious sect, that somehow I'm the one stuck in the mud and you're not. All I want to do is pull you out of the mud. I don't even know where the shower is. I don't have a change of fucking clothes. I didn't bring a fishing pole. I'm going to need your help with all those things. But first, in my opinion, and just from how I view it, I just got to pull you out of the mud first. Because I can only take things so far mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I can only go so far because I'm the only one having this version of the experience. We're all humans having an experience, right? We could use that as a common denominator. We're all here. We're having an experience. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, Jesus, the devil, fucking Buddha, Gandhi, I don't care. But we can all agree we're here having an experience. If you're listening to my words, you're having an experience, correct? So how is it that an external source is somehow in charge of how we're supposed to think? If this is blasphemy, why aren't I being struck down? I'm looking for the lightning bolt. I got one tattooed on me, hoping it hit right over my heart. Why is it, and I know some of you will say free will, but if I have free will to examine and get a deeper understanding of what I consider spirituality or God or anything else to be, why is it through that free will you have the right to stop that? What gives you the ability to naysay what I have to say based on just logic? If the only thing you have to defend yourself against my words is blind faith, how are you still using that as an umbrella? How does that work? I want to know. I want to understand, if you watched every one of my videos, how anything you believed before you started is still relevant. What fear is your favorite? You see how I look at it? I'm okay with being wrong. You know, I really am. I don't have a problem with it. I'm wrong. Cool. I need to adjust this thinking. Cool. This affects humans this way. Do I think that's okay? No. Fucking change it. Cool. But other than that internal knowing on whether or not I'm hurting or I'm helping, just that energy exchange. Not gonna fuck. Is it a 1 or is it a 0? That's it. Is this a 1 or is this a 0? Does this affect people's personal truths or does this affect a universal truth? And if it's a personal truth, here's my personal truth, and I don't think it agrees with your personal truth. And how do they both exist if one of them's a universal truth? It's not even you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. How can there be two different truths if yours is a universal truth? I'm willing to completely accept that everything you believe is a personal truth. I'm fucking okay with it. I think it's beautiful. That's what makes up reality. But you're never going to get me with your universal truth. It's never going to happen. I'm going to break it down. Come set it on the altar as ultimate truth, and I'll break it down in a pie chart and show you why it's just a personal truth, and how the person that's right behind you to throw their fucking universal truth on the altar, how their universal truth butt fucks your personal truth, and so on and so forth until we've gone all the way through humanity and back, and we're still going to be at square one. We're just going to be a bunch of ones standing around talking about the one that we experience. It's still a one. And so, like, truth is not subjective to opinion. It's not subjective to your personal belief. Truth is fucking truth. If something happens, it happened. Fuck your opinion. The problem is, and this is just my personal truth, is the universal truths have been hidden and they've been subverted and they've been changed over, and the very words that we have as a common denominator to discuss them have been ostracized, and they've been fucking beat down, and they've been categorized in ways that leave us locked in to personal truths being universal truths. It locks people in, this lack of communication, this lack of challenging the boundaries of what we think we fucking know, and being willing to adjust our mindset based on new information. I'm at war with misinformation. I'm at war with definitions of contemplating words. That's what I'm at war with. I'm not at war with how you choose to live your life. I think it's fucking awesome. I'm at war with the thought process behind why you're choosing to create. And I just want you to have more choices. I don't want to take away from anything. I just want to go, hey, look, you're 5 and you're chewing on a fucking crayon. That's going to hurt you eventually. You should probably quit chewing on crayons. Quit sniffing the markers. Quit huffing the paint. That's it. Quit huffing the paint. Stop it. Your face is looking all weird. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know how else to explain it to you. You look like you need rehab. And it's not rehab for the mind, it's rehab for the soul. And that's what this is. This philosophy, it's fucking rehab, bro. And it's going to be rough. And it's going to hurt. And you're going to go through a lot of shit. You got to do every last thing for at least 61 days to even start. Or you can keep living in personal truths. And you can keep bringing them over here, and I'll keep beating them up. I have a problem with lies. I don't have a problem with your belief at all. I don't have a problem with the way you live your life at all. I have a problem with somebody else using your energy to create a fucked up world. And there's so many of you that don't understand that the way you live life allows the people around you that you don't even realize understand to do all kinds of fucked up shit and hide under the umbrella what you think is real and true. To lip sync somebody else's personal beliefs so they can fucking feel connected to you. So you think that that person thinks and acts and talks and is like you and has the same inner truths. Meanwhile, all they've done is fucking mimic and parrot what you say so their real beliefs they can do, and you're fucking blind because you've taken a personal truth and you made it universal and expected anyone else to give a fuck what you have to say.